Welcome back to another rebuild I have for you guys here today on Madden 20. Today it's going to be a fantasy style rebuild once again, this time though of the Cincinnati Bengals. Before I begin this one though, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel and you end up enjoying this video, feel free to subscribe. I would love to have you guys back for my next upload, especially if you're looking forward to some more Madden 20 content, like some more rebuilds, realistic and fantasy, and 2 franchises I have going on right now, maybe just some random miscellaneous other stuff. Also, if you could leave a like down below, I would greatly appreciate it. They help me out so much in the end. Of course, I have my 2 final plugs as well. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter or join my Discord, links to those are down below. But now, let's start talking about this team a little bit. Of course, the Bengals are not a good team whatsoever. They just solidified the #1 overall pick. Maybe they'll take Joe Burrow with it. I don't know. They have a lot of needs on this team, but they do actually have some studs as well. So if they can get some great players around them, this team could actually be okay in the next couple seasons. We'll have to see. But Andy Dalton is the starting quarterback. I don't think he'll be here for long in real life, at least. His time as a Bengal may be done. I don't know. Maybe they'll just keep him as a backup to mentor whoever they draft. If they even draft a quarterback, maybe he still will be here next year. I don't exactly know. But in the game, I will probably trade him because I imagine he's kind of expensive and I can at least get something for him. Of course, a fantasy style rebuild, I can do whatever I want. Running back is Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon's a beast. I think he'll be fine for us this entire time. He's only 23 years old, 86 overall, star development, a ton of room to go up in development and just go up in overall a lot. AJ Green is phenomenal. He just has not played at all this year, and I don't think he will. I'm pretty sure he's on IR now. He is a great receiver, one of the best receivers of the past decade, I'd imagine. How long has he been in the league for? Past 8 years, he's been one of the best, honestly, every single season. He is a fantastic player, but his time as a Bengal is probably coming to an end, at least here on Madden. He's going to regress really poorly. I really don't want to trade him, but I may have to at some point. I probably won't trade him this season. When is his contract up? Isn't it up this year? Yeah, he only has 1 more year left on his contract. It is up after this season. Maybe I'll give him another 1-year deal. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just let him walk in free agency. I kind of want him to retire as a Bengal, but I don't think he's going to retire this year. Tyler Boyd can be the #2 in the slot. He is a very good receiver as well. A good slot guy for sure. Then we have John Ross, Auden Tate, Alex Erickson. I always think his name is Alec. I don't know why, but it's Alex. And then we have Stanley Morgan Jr. down here as well. We actually have some decent, wide receiver depth down there, but I am looking to replace AJ Green at some point. Hopefully get a better #1 option. That would be ideal. On the offensive line, it is not good, but we do have Jonah Williams at left tackle, who is young. He can develop. Looking forward to having him at left tackle. And then Billy Price does have star development, but he's kind of awful. He's a 67 overall, still very young, so maybe there's a chance for him to develop. Then Trey Hopkins, John Miller, easily going to be replaced. Neither of them very good. Both on the cusp of regression. I mean, John Miller has a couple seasons before that. And then Cordy Glenn is way past that point. He's 29. We will try to trade him. Tyler Eifert at tight end. Maybe another player we try to trade. Tight ends are super easy to get, but I don't think I want to trade for one because we do have Drew Sample, who is a rookie. He will be the starting tight end for us. Out of Washington, 23 years old. I think he'll be fine. Hopefully he can go up in development or something. That would be pretty cool. Over here on the defensive side, it gets a little bit better. It's a 79 overall compared to the 76 on offense. But here we have Carl Lawson, Geno Atkins, Andrew Billings, and Carlos Dunlap on the defensive line. This group really isn't that bad. There's also Sam Hubbard down here, who I definitely want to get some playing time. So we'll probably trade Carlos Dunlap. He's 30 years old. He's still good at an 82 overall, but I definitely think it's worth it to trade him now. Geno Atkins could be a player I look to move, but probably not this season. I would like to keep an 89 overall Superstar X Factor for at least a year. Even though this team will probably be awful, I'm not going to trade Geno Atkins. I like him a lot. I think he can stay on the team. But William Jackson, Darqueze Dennard, Dre Kirkpatrick at cornerback. Dennard and Kirkpatrick are definitely going to be traded. But William Jackson will not. William Jackson's a good cornerback, 83 overall, still pretty young. Jesse Bates here at free safety should be fine. Sean Williams, I'll be looking to replace at some point in the future. And then the linebacking core is really bad here. The highest overall is Nick Vigil at his 73. And I don't really want to keep him long term. But Jermaine Pratt is a rookie. Jermaine Pratt could be pretty decent for us. He won Rookie of the Year in my Bengals franchise. So if you guys actually want to watch me, play as the Bengals and try to rebuild the team slowly, you can watch that playlist and all that good stuff if you haven't yet started it. But Jermaine Pratt, very good player here in the game. He's a 70 overall. Isn't that high, but he has some really cool stats. 86 speed, 85 tackling, both not bad at all. And then we have Jordan Evans at right outside linebacker. I always want to call him Justin Evans. Pretty sure that's a safety on the Buccaneers. I get him confused all the time. Not sure if they're related. Very well could be. But that is going to be the Cincinnati Bengals before the trades. Of course, we will be trying to make this team better for the future. This team is nowhere near in a win-now situation. Like, they're not going to make the playoffs this year, regardless of who I add, honestly. I don't think I can add that many players who could really propel this team into the postseason. But let's get started here, try to get as many draft picks as possible, and just make this team pretty good for the future. It's funny because this is a very similar trade, maybe even the exact trade I made in my Bengals franchise, but CJ Uzomah going to the Patriots for JC Jackson. The Jets are either a really good team or a really poor team. But I'm going to take the gamble here, get their first-round draft pick, giving them Tyler Eifert, Kerry Wynn, and Dre Kirkpatrick. It feels great to get the Dolphins draft pick here once again. Cordy Glenn, John Miller, and Ryan Glasgow will get it done. I'm getting another first-round draft pick here, this time with the Raiders. Darquez Denard and Nick Vigil will be leaving. It's been some time since I've done this trade, but I'm coming back to it. Quentin Nelson is like the best player to trade for in this game, in my opinion, based on how easy he is to get. All I gave up was Andy Dalton, Giovanni Bernard, and Bobby Hart, so clearing a lot of cap to get like the best guard in football, arguably. I'm giving the Jets Trey Hopkins, Carlos Dunlap, and a first-round draft pick for Jamal Adams. And I think I might actually try to trade for that draft pick again because it is the Raiders. I got the pick back again. I'm giving up a little bit more than I would have wanted, but just to think about it, it's really like I'm only giving up a third for a first here because Sean Williams and BW Webb very much not needed at this point, so I will definitely take this trade. This will be the team for the first season. I took it apart a lot, but I do think we added a lot of really promising players and players who are going to be amazing, like, you know, Quentin Nelson, 94 overall. Can't really complain when you trade for a player of his caliber. But on the offense, we're going to have Ryan Finley starting at quarterback. He's probably going to be awful, which is fine because I want a good draft pick. I'm trying to draft another quarterback if possible. Hopefully this is a good class for it. But then also on the offense, I signed Jeremy Parnell to play right tackle because we no longer had one after trading Bobby Hart. Defensively, we added two new players, one of them being an X Factor, which is always cool, and the other one was JC Jackson. So I think I actually did a pretty solid job this year, getting draft picks for the future, trading for a couple studs as well. Also, Hardy Nickerson will be playing right outside linebacker. I just made that switch before. But yeah, I think this team actually is set up pretty well for these next few seasons. Don't expect them to do much this year. I kind of hope that's the case. If they go like 8-8, that would actually really suck. So let's see how well we do this here. So I'm just simulating here until I can scout, and it turns out Jermaine Pratt has a breakout player challenge. I feel like he might be able to do this. It doesn't take much to go from normal to star, but let's see what happens. Did we get it? No, I don't think we did. Really? Oh, come on. He didn't have to do much at all. That's unfortunate. All right, so please tell me the team is underperforming, or I guess not underperforming, performing exactly where you'd expect them to perform. And by that, I just mean playing horribly, and they are. Okay, they're 1-7. That was really long. I'm sorry, but they are 1-7, and then only win actually was against the Seahawks, which is just funny. The Browns 5-2, usually on top of the division here. 4-3 for the Steelers, 3-4 for the Ravens down there. I think we have at least one development trait to show, and it's Jonah Williams, who does have star development, but you would know that if you watch my Bengals franchise. And then defensively, I don't think we have anything to show down here. I don't know why I said down here, but over here. A couple experience points, of course, going around. Who has to come back to the team? Of course, we know about AJ Green. Don't know what I want to do about him just yet. We signed Muhammad Wilkerson. How did I not notice that? Is he starting where Sam Hubbard is? Because if that's the case, that's really annoying. Because I don't want Muhammad Wilkerson on this team. No, he's just the backup left end? Yeah, you can get off the team. You're just kind of taking up some cap room. I don't really want you anymore. That was strange. Okay, I did not do that one. Let's go back and check who else is here. Jeremy Parnell, Dominic Easley, another free agent we signed apparently. Andrew Billings isn't too bad. I wouldn't mind giving him a contract, and he's actually the only player who I'd like to bring back. Andrew Billings, I'm not sure what his future is on this team, but he wants to take in a better salary. Okay, whatever. Do you, man. AJ Green, how much do you want realistically? I'm not giving you a 3-year deal. I'm just not. I might have to franchise tag him after this if he doesn't regress too poorly. But alright, let's continue simulating. Wow, what a shocker. We didn't make the playoffs. How did we finish? We went 2-14. We actually won another game. Alright, the Browns went 12-4. Ravens 10-6. Steelers 8-8. Alright, how did Ryan Finley play? Over 4,000 yards. Okay, let's get a better quarterback, and I think this offense can be something. 26 touchdowns, 17 picks. Not really that bad of a season for being a 50-something overall. Joe Mixon was very good, over 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. I will take that. Tyler Boyd, our best receiver, 79 catches, 1,153 yards, 10 touchdowns. AJ Green, almost 1,000 yards with 7 touchdowns. Drew Sample doing all right. Joe Mixon receiving, he gets 493 yards with 2 touchdowns. Oh, Jonah Williams was awful. Jeremy Parnell was also bad. Quentin Nelson letting up 12 sacks. That's strange. 128 tackles for Jermaine Pratt with 4 picks. Okay, this could be Defensive Rookie of the Year, which would be awesome. 11 tackles for loss for Andrew Billings, 10 for Sam Hubbard. We have 10 sacks for Geno Atkins, 7.5 for Carl Lawson. So other than Jermaine Pratt, we have J.C. Jackson getting 3 picks. Okay, maybe that's a dev up. That would be huge. 2 for Jesse Bates and William Jackson. 1 for Leroy Reynolds, Torrey McTyer, and Greg Mabin. Bunch of random players down there getting an interception. We have at least 1 defensive touchdown. It's from William Jackson. No safeties. No blocked kicks. 2 forced fumbles by Geno Atkins and Jesse Bates. And 1 of those was recovered. Okay. So 27th in the NFL in offense. Actually surprised that wasn't last. And then 32nd on defense. Not very surprised. Carson Wentz wins MVP. Love to see that as an Eagles fan, but I hardly ever see this in rebuilds. That's cool though. Obviously nobody from the Bengals. I don't expect to really see anybody in these awards. But maybe in Defensive Player of the Year, I could imagine Jermaine Pratt being in this one. And he's actually at number 4. And there is not a rookie above him. So there's a really good shot he wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, Drew Tranquil is in this list. I think he's a rookie. But still. Ryan Finley is actually Offensive Rookie of the Year. That's funny. Drew Sample in there at number 9. Defensive Rookie of the Year is going to Jermaine Pratt. Love to see that. I really hope he goes up to star. That's actually kind of annoying, because if he could have got his dev up earlier in the season, he could potentially be a superstar at this point. This Super Bowl is between the Bears and the Chiefs. 2 pretty uncommon teams actually in the Super Bowl. You'd think the Chiefs would be pretty frequent, but they're actually not really. 17-14 though, the Bears will win that game. Here we go. Development trade upgrades. I went all the way around for some reason. I don't know. Don't question it. On offense, Ryan Finley has 10 experience points. Is he the future? I don't think so, but he's going to go up to a 66. That's interesting. Anyway, Tyler Boyd went up to superstar. Phenomenal. 4 experience points for him. I will take that. Defensively, show me something nice. Jermaine Pratt goes up to star and now has 7 experience points. J.C. Jackson does not go up in development. I actually really thought he was going to. Sam Hubbard gets 2. Carl Lawson gets 2. Not bad at all. Pretty successful first season, all things considered. But what do I want to do with A.J. Green? I kind of want to franchise tag him. We have more than enough money for it. So let's just offer him something super low where he won't accept. And if he does accept it, that's awesome. But he's not going to accept that. And now let's franchise tag him. I also got back Andrew Billings. I forgot that he was still here as well. $62.81 million. Who is the top free agent? It is Chris Jones. Drew Brees. Okay, hang on a second. Byron Jones. I think Byron Jones is a player we target. And we can just have a very, very nice cornerback core. That I like a lot. We got Brian Bulaga, Byron Jones, and Chris Jones. I actually didn't expect to get Chris Jones. I only gave him like 67 points worth. But all of those guys are going to help out a ton. Brian Bulaga will now be the right tackle. For at least 2 seasons. It was only a 2-year contract. I'm comfortable with that. And then Chris Jones will be with Geno Atkins for this season. That's amazing. And now we also have Byron Jones. Our defense is actually looking pretty good after only the first season. And now we head to the draft. I have the 1st and the 2nd picks in the draft. I think like the 7th and the 11th maybe. Which is awesome. Because we can take really anybody we want then. Let me show you guys what the draft board looks like. There are a couple of really nice looking players. There is a lot of really nice looking cornerbacks. But the thing is, we don't really need one anymore. But I think LaMichael Poindexter will be a player I go after. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. Or who I'm going to get rid of. But I mean, like, he's way too good not to take. So is this guy. And this guy also won the Heisman. So all of them look very nice. Deion Shields also looks super good. So there's that. And also, this is one of the best right tackle classes I have seen in a very long time. Like, good lord, look at these top 4. Malcolm Dickens is probably the best. But they all look so good. And then this left tackle also looks phenomenal. This wide receiver looks very good. I would like all of these guys, if possible. But I also don't want to take anybody with this pick. Let me check what the Giants need. Because if the Giants are going to take a wide receiver or... who would be the other guy I'd take right now? I actually don't know. They need a left tackle. I think they might go with that top left tackle then. They shouldn't take a wide receiver, and I feel like a wideout is like my top priority. Actually, no, I also need a linebacker. Hold on. I didn't notice if they needed a linebacker. The thing is, like, the linebacker I'm going to take probably won't be that high of an overall, but he is clearly the best linebacker in the class. I almost want to take him now because I really do need a linebacker. I'm just going to have to pay him a ton. This is just kind of a crappy situation. Unless I trade away with another team who doesn't need a linebacker. So I'm just looking for a team who doesn't need a linebacker or a wide receiver, and I think the Buccaneers will fit that bill really nicely. because they should have Devin White, who's going to be good, and they also have probably the best wide receiver core in the NFL, to be honest. Yeah, so they have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, at least probably the best duo, I should say. And then Levante David, Devin White. Okay, they're not going to take a middle linebacker or a wide receiver. They'll probably go with that left tackle, which is fine. I kind of want that guy, but there's so many good right tackles. I don't think I need to rush taking one right now. So let's give him the first-round draft pick. Okay, and then I almost did the opposite. I almost just took this for my first, my second, and my first next year. That would have been awful. See if this is accepted. It will not be accepted. Let me try to throw like a random player in here to maybe make this work. That took a very long time to figure out. Kind of annoying, but I'm giving up the first overall pick, a fourth this year, and a second next year, in return for the fourth, a first next year, and a second this year. Okay, I still think I won that trade, but I gave up a lot more than I wanted to. I almost just wanted to just quit and take the player I wanted, but whatever. We're going to advance. Who are they going to go with? They're taking a defensive tackle, Bryson Charleston. Okay, now we have the number 2 and the number 4 pick. Here I'm going middle linebacker because if I don't take him, the Giants probably will. There are still so many great players on the board, but I really need a middle linebacker, and Ross Pounds is the best one. I'll just show you that, though. So he's just the best linebacker in general. I couldn't find anybody else who looked anywhere near to his ability. He's probably like a 72, 73 overall, but that is not a bad draft pick. I think people are still thinking of like prior Maddens. A 73 overall with like superstar development is not bad at all. I would take that number 1 overall if I knew he had superstar. So if this guy is in the low 70s, I'm not worried about it. He is clearly the best linebacker, and the reason I have to take him so early, even though it says at the bottom mid first rounder, is because he's the best linebacker. He's going to be taken before my next pick. So I'm going with him now, even if he's that bad. He's a 74, which is actually amazing. It's ranked number 16 in the entire class, took him at number 2, so I guess you could say we reached. But a 74 even with star is still a great pick. I will take it. He looks very good. Kind of looking like Joe Rodriguez to me a little bit. I think he was also like a 74, which is pretty funny. But now the Giants, who will they go with? Probably that left tackle. That's my guess. They go Deion Shields, a 78 overall corner. My God, he looks great. But now I think I'm going to go wide out. Part of me really wants to go with this left end. He looks so amazing. And I think if he were to play anywhere, it could be over Sam Hubbard, or it could be at defensive tackle. I'm not going to trade Geno Atkins. It would have to be for when Geno Atkins retires. And I don't really need a wide receiver right now the more I think about this. This guy looks really, really talented. But he won't really play all that much this year. We still have AJ Green for another season. Tyler Boyd played really well. He's up to superstar. And we have some pretty good number 3s. Also, if you guys are wondering why I'm not taking a quarterback, this is why. This quarterback class is beyond awful. There's no chance I go with any of these guys. But back to this decision. Who do I want? This is actually a tough decision. I don't really think I could pick incorrectly here, to be honest. This left tackle is very good. I don't want him, though, because there's a ton of right tackles who look just as good, to be honest. This guy probably is the best tackle or offensive lineman in the class. Let me just say that right now. But I don't think it's worth picking him now when there are probably people who aren't much worse later down the line. I think I'd rather wait. So it's between Rashawn Reedy or Marion Bond. I pick at number 7 again. Who is between me and my next pick? The Texans should not take a wide receiver. The Packers might take a wide receiver. They probably should. I don't think either of those teams would take a defensive end, though. They should not take a defensive end. They should probably go tackle, but I don't know if they will. And the Packers technically don't need a wideout either, but they probably should take one. So I think based on that logic, I'll go with the wide receiver and hope I can still get that defensive end. That probably gives me my best success rate of getting them both. I mean, I could trade up and pretty much ensure it, but I don't really want to. Let's go with his wide receiver then, Marion Bond. He does look very good. Hopefully he can develop for us, though. He's going to be a 78 overall, and that's ranked 6th? Oh, this draft class is loaded. Okay, this guy is very good, though. 91 speed, 92 acceleration, 82 catching, 83 short, 83 medium, 82 deep. Very balanced in all his route running abilities. Yeah, this guy's a beast. He is going to be a very good receiver for us. And now let's see who the Texans and the Packers go with. Jonathan Vincent goes, a tight end out of Washington State. And then Rashawn Reedy, 78 overall. I'm actually surprised they took him. A bit frustrating, but it is okay. Here we could still go left tackle. And I kind of do want to take this left tackle. What else do I need on this team? I took a linebacker. I'm good in that regard. Needed a wide receiver a little bit because AJ Green is on his way out. I took that. I need a quarterback, but there's no good quarterback in this class. I do still need some offensive linemen. There are those right tackles later, but I wouldn't even be opposed to taking one of them later as well. I don't really think there's much more I need on this team, to be honest. So Carson Pasco will be the pick here. 75 overall hidden development trait. Ranked 13th, took him at number 7. Still a very good-looking, player. 68 run block finesse is pretty bad, but everything else looks fantastic. Great pass blocker, good strength. Okay, definitely a good pick in my eyes. Maybe some of those right tackles could be a little better. I don't know. But maybe we go cornerback here, and I think that is going to be what happens if he's available. The cornerback is still available. LaMichael Poindexter. I think I'm taking him, and I really don't know where to start him. But I think it would be stupid of me not to take him. He's a 79, and he's ranked number 2, meaning there's somebody else in the class who's at least a 79. Oh, this guy is so good, too. 94 speed, 92 acceleration, 90 agility and jumping, fantastic coverage ability, 76 man, 81 zone, 76 press. This guy has to play somewhere. And I think that means we don't keep J.C. Jackson, even though I just traded for him. J.C. Jackson's good, but LaMichael Poindexter is going to be so much better. I feel like one of those right tackles could randomly be a 79. But since a 67 was just drafted, I doubt any of them are left. There's one left, and he doesn't look that good. Tracy Saxton. I'm actually okay then that we drafted that center, or not that center, that left tackle earlier. That's fine. That's fine to me. Let's see who's still on my draft board here. There's a running back who actually looks really good, and I think I'll be taking him now. Jamar Denard. Welcome to the team. 73 overall hidden. He's a beast. Supposed to go in the first round. Not the fastest, but pretty strong. Good trucking, good acceleration, reaches his top speed quickly. What is he all about in catching? 71 catching is actually pretty good. That guy's not a bad running back at all. We now have the 4th pick in the 2nd round, and I think I'm going to trade this one away for some stuff next year if I can. I don't really want anything else for this season. There's a 2nd and a 7th next year. 2nd and a 3rd next year and a 6th this year. I think I'll take that one with the Falcons. Last player I have left on my draft board is this Sean Neal guy. He's supposed to go undrafted. I'll take him in the 5th. 67, but he does have hidden. Okay, he's actually not that bad at all. I don't know if he's going to play anywhere. He might actually start at center. Because I think I still do need a center and another guard, right? Do I need another guard? I don't remember. I have Quentin Nelson. Who's my other one? I don't have another guard. Okay, so I did need one. That's fine. So that left tackle I drafted can play right guard probably. And that guard, maybe our left tackle can play center and that guard can just stay at guard. I don't know. That's actually a pretty good draft pick though because he has hidden. If he has superstar, that would be awesome. I don't think he's going to. But you never know. You definitely never know. I'm going to go with the quarterback. Let's see who we can get. No, these guys are all so bad. Vaughn Harold out of Lehigh. Oh my, how fast are you at least? 86 speed, okay. Yeah, so Ryan Finley will be the starting quarterback once again, which is kind of tragic, but maybe he can just be the future for us. I think that draft went really well. We selected a ton of players who are going to be immediate starters, like Ross Pounds, I think is going to be a beast for us. Marion Bond will get a lot of playing time. Carson Pasco will play a lot. LaMichael Poindexter, I think after I trade J.C. Jackson will play. And then Jamar Denard will be a backup. But those first 5 draft picks all went super well for us. Had a pretty tough decision between the wide receiver and that defensive end, but we'll have to definitely check out what the defensive end is all about. The highest ranked player in the class is Jamison Lincoln, a 79 overall, tied with our guy actually. Oh, this class was so good. There are so many players above a 75. That's crazy. Let's check out this defensive end. Rashawn Reedy. How good is he? He only has normal. I am so happy I didn't take him. He is very good, but I would much rather have the hidden development wide receiver. Okay, let's check out Deion Shields as well. This guy has 96 speed. I swear the 40-yard dash of LaMichael Poindexter was higher. Or lower. The good one. I think it was better, but I could be wrong, I guess. 96 speed, though, for this guy. Tremendous athlete. Okay, let's check out what his development is, just to see if we got the better cornerback. He has star. Okay, so if our guy has star, I think they're pretty even. Hopefully our guy does not have just star, though. Actually, our guy is technically a little bit better than if he does have star, because he's 1 overall point higher. But yeah, this draft class looked very good. Let me check out the best tackle. Did we get the best tackle? Probably not. So there's a couple right tackles here who all look really good, 75, 75, 76, but we did get a 75. These guys all have normal. We won. All right, there's a guy right there with hidden. Amari Tate has normal, and then Derek Ramsey has hidden. Okay, so technically then Derek Ramsey is the best tackle in the class. Kenneth Gooden also looks pretty good as an offensive lineman. There's a right guard who's a 77, so Austin Ransom is the best offensive lineman in the class. Okay, guess I missed out a little bit, but that tackle looked too good to pass up. This team is actually looking super good, and I really do think we're just a quarterback away from maybe even winning the Super Bowl. This team is an 84 overall, 81 offense, 88 defense. That offensive overall is being heavily weighed down by having a 66 starting quarterback. Hopefully after this year, though, we can address that. Or maybe Ryan Finley can just go off, and you never know. Go up in development, be a god. I don't know. Anything can happen, I guess. I'm not actually going to make any trades here. I mentioned potentially trading J.C. Jackson, but I'm not going to do that. He's just going to be the fourth corner. I don't really want to trade for anyone right now. I'm very content with what the team looks like. I want to try out these rookies, so I'd rather do that than just trade for some, better players. Kind of stupid of me, but I like just using rookies. That's kind of the fun part of rebuilds for me. But yeah, the rest of the offense is looking so nice. Tyler Boyd will be the number 1 receiver. I actually have Bond being the slot. AJ Green will get, some play time intermittently, but I am paying him a lot just to be like a relative non-factor, but I still do think it's worth it. I just like AJ Green a lot. He's one of my favorite players. I want him on this team, okay? And then on the offensive line, I slid Jonah Williams to center just because he was awful last year at left tackle. And then we have Neal starting at right guard. Is he actually a right guard? He is. Okay, so Sean Neal starting at right guard. We have the left tackle starting at left tackle. Drew Sample will still be the tight end. And then defensively, we have Pounds starting at middle linebacker. Jermaine Pratt slid outside, which can usually happen pretty well in simulation. We have Poindexter above J.C. Jackson in the depth chart, even though Jackson is an 83. He's actually very good, which makes me want to start him, but I want Poindexter to start. If this guy can have superstar or X Factor, I'm going to be hitting myself if I end up not starting him, and that's the case. The defensive line is looking very good with the addition of Chris Jones. This team actually looks so good in my eyes. I hope they can play well. It is all contingent, though, on Ryan Finley, I think. The defense is very good. Maybe that can be enough, but I kind of doubt it. All right, tell me the team's playing well, even though we just got destroyed by the Ravens. Please. What's the record? We are 4-4. Okay, so actually a lot better than last year at this point. 6-1, though, for the Browns, 5-2 for the Ravens, 2-6 for the Steelers. There's a chance we can do something in the playoffs. If we even make it there, of course. But let's check out the development traits. On offense, this Bond guy does only have star. I was really hoping for more, but that's fine. Neal has star. Left tackle has star. Please give me at least one superstar on this team. Our cornerback has star. No chance. Our linebacker has star. Man, that's so disappointing that none of these guys have better than star. They're all still good. Like, I'm happy I drafted them all. I just wish one of them could have been just, a generational talent, if you will. But, alright, the team still looks okay to me. I think they'll still play fine. Hopefully a couple of those guys can go up in development, though, at the end of the season. Who has to come back to the team? Joe Mixon is going to top off the list. I want him back. He's very good. AJ Green, once again, is here. William Jackson, I think I want. Carl Lawson, J.C. Jackson, John Ross. Alright, so this is interesting. I think I would bring back J.C. Jackson before I'd bring back William Jackson, but the fact that this is a Bengals rebuild, and there's a lot of Bengals fans out there who like William Jackson far more than J.C. Jackson, I think I'll negotiate with William here. But Carl Lawson, I definitely want back on the team. John Ross, I don't know what I want to do with, to be honest. Randy Bullock, I think I can sign a different kicker pretty easily. I don't really want any of those guys down there. I got back Joe Mixon and William Jackson. Carl Lawson did not accept my contract. I did not negotiate with anybody else yet. So let's just keep simulating here, and I'll eventually get all of them back who I want. Carl Lawson is just not interested in signing. Gotta love to see that one. Okay, hopefully we can get him back at some point down the line. We missed out on the playoffs this year. How close were we? We went 7-9. Not very close at all, actually. The Ravens 7-9, Steelers 7-8-1. The Browns 12-4 kind of stole the show in that division. Very balanced from the bottom three guys. But Ryan Finley's actually not that bad. Over 4,000 yards again, 32 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. I mean, that's not a bad season. I'm still looking to replace him, but if I can't again, I'm not that upset that I'm going to have to start Ryan Finley. Joe Mixon over 1,000 yards again, just barely with 7 touchdowns. Not bad. Jamar Denard gets 9 touchdowns, 3.8 yards per carry as well. Marion Bond had a great season here. Over 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. Tyler Boyd over 1,000, 4 touchdowns. Drew Sample gets 11. AJ Green gets 4. So the left tackles on this team just can't play. I guess the tackles in general just can't. Okay, that's fun. Defensively, 146 tackles from Ross Pounds. 2 picks, 9 tackles for loss. That has to be Defensive Rookie of the Year. 15 tackles for loss for Chris Jones, 13 for Geno Atkins, 10 for Sam Hubbard and Carl Lawson, I think, down there. Not too much pressure. You'd expect more with this defensive line, but I guess it's all right. 3 picks for William Jackson and LaMichael Poindexter. 2 for Byron Jones, 1 for Jordan Evans, Jamal Adams, and J.C. Jackson down there. We don't have any defensive touchdowns, no safeties. A lot of blocked kicks. Okay, we have 5. Interesting. And then 3 forced fumbles. That's weird to have more blocked kicks than forced fumbles in a season. So 22nd in the NFL on offense. But then 17th on defense. Okay, at least that's improving. MVP this year was Patrick Mahomes. Nobody from the Bengals, but Nick Mullins at number 10. Yeah, you gotta love to see that one. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Patrick Mahomes. Ryan Finley at number 10. I love to see that. Defensive Player of the Year is actually Ross Pounds. Oh, this could be a massive season for him. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Marion Bond, followed by Jamar Denard. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Ross Pounds. Michael Poindexter at number 3. Okay, this could be a fantastic season, even though we missed out on the playoffs. The Jets and the Panthers are here in Super Bowl 55. Who is going to come out victorious, though? It's going to be the Panthers, 21-13. Let's check out what the team looks like. Experience points and all potential dev upgrades as well. Ryan Finley is up to star. Makes things interesting for me. He's going to be a 70 overall with star development. Okay. Marion Bond has 5 experience points. No development upgrade for him. Defensively, the middle linebacker has 14 and is up to superstar. Jermaine Pratt is also up to superstar. Poindexter has 3. Okay. But 14! Oh my god! This guy is going to be nuts! Let's see if we have anybody here who I'd like to bring back. I know AJ Green is the top guy. Carl Lawson we can franchise tag. And is that worth it? How much money do we have? I think it's worth it actually to test free agency and maybe sign him back there. Because if there's like a better defensive end, I'll actually be kind of upset if I franchise Carl Lawson right now, considering he's only an 82. $41.39 million. Dalvin Cook, the top free agent. Do not want him, but TJ Watt can easily make the transition down to defensive end. I think TJ Watt is a player we go after. He's going to be a good replacement for Carl Lawson. We got TJ Watt. That is phenomenal. I also actually went after AJ Green, believe it or not. Still the only team negotiating with him, giving him 22 points. I will actually up that a little bit. Let's give him a bit more respect. But I would not mind having him back for pretty cheap, though. AJ Green did accept our contract. All right, so the wide receiver core is back to what it was last year. Oh, this is phenomenal. It's another draft class where there's no good starting quarterbacks. So Ryan Finley it is, once again. Dude, this is so frustrating. Take a look at this absurd linebacker class. My God. It's hard to even tell who's the best out of all of these guys. There are 6 first-round middle linebackers. That's crazy. We have the 13th and the 17th picks here in this draft. I will be simulating straight to my pick, though. This draft class looks pretty good as well. I showed you guys the middle linebacker class. I may be taking one of those guys, but Will York, a 77 overall right guard going right before us. Looks very good, actually. I think I may be going with a middle linebacker because I could still use another one. It's nice to have 3 good linebackers. Who was the other guy I was thinking of, though? I was thinking of one other player, and for some reason I can't remember him right now. It was a tight end who I was thinking of, and he is gone. So let's just not worry about that anymore and probably go middle linebacker here. Even this guy in the 4th looks pretty good, but I think we'll be taking Wyatt Jeffers at A tackle. Is looking nice. Again, he's probably going to be like the lower 70s. I'd imagine under a 75. But he should be more than good enough to start at outside linebacker for us. He's a 73 overall. Not bad at all. Ranked number 17. Took him number 13. He still looks like a great player. Depending on his development trade, this guy can be a stud. With the 17th pick here, I'm actually going to go with the player supposed to go in the 2nd round, which is always fun. But this guy looks insane. Solomon Mackey. Just absurd combine. Fantastic top 3 skills. Hopefully he can replace Geno Atkins, who I imagine is down to like an 80 overall at this point. 75 with hidden. It looks like he can replace him. Ranked 8th in the class. 89 strength, 79 blocks, 82 finesse, 82 speed. This guy can even rush off the edge if I wanted him to with his speed. Don't think I do. We'll probably try to get him involved somehow. It does suck that I still can't take a quarterback, because none of these guys are going to be anything good at all. Ryan Finley will actually have to be the starting quarterback again, and that's hilarious. I don't really know who to go with here. Maybe if there's a random like offensive lineman I can snag. A couple decent looking guys. Nobody really who stood out to me. This guy's standing out though. Javonte Lewis looks pretty good. He's very strong. He could be maybe in the 70s. I don't think any of these players are going to start anyway. Ellis Cook also looks very good. But I did just take a defensive tackle. I could actually go linebacker. I could use a backup middle. They do factor into overall a little bit. Xavier Burton is a great name as well. I'm actually going to go with this free safety. He's probably the best player available right now. Travis Clifford looks pretty good. I'm going to take him. Supposed to go early third rounder. He's a 70 overall, ranked number 33 in the class. Not a bad player. Good depth at the free safety position. And now in the middle of the third round, I will be going with that linebacker if he's available. I hope he is. I'd like to have at least a decent backup middle linebacker. And that guy is still here. Xavier Burton, welcome to the team. 68 overall, but does have hidden development trait. This linebacker class was unbelievable. Okay, that guy's going to be a great backup for us. I simulated the draft after I took that linebacker, but let's see who we got after that. A 69 overall left guard is not bad. Normal development. Okay, that guy's pretty good. That may have been the guy on my draft board who I threw on who was supposed to go in like the 7th round or something. The Armadillos! Yo, somebody relocated to the Armadillos. That's amazing. It was probably the Chargers. They usually do. That's hilarious. All right, well, anyway, who was the first ranked player? A 78 overall, Javonte Starling, actually. Javonte Sterling. Gee, I can't pronounce this guy's name. Javonte Starling. It's not even a hard name to pronounce. Why am I so illiterate sometimes? Looking very nice, though. 94 speed, 90 acceleration. Nice pairing to Cortland Sutton down there. Justin Bonds looks pretty good. He was the first player off the board. Will York also is here. Dan Folsom, Stephen Garland. I think Folsom was the tight end I was going to take if he was available. He's looking like a beast, though. 87 speed, being 6'6". Let's see this development trait. Superstar X Factor. Wow. I missed out on that one, didn't I? This team is looking so nice right now. 86 overall, 85 offense, 88 defense. So many players with star development here on offense. All but, what, 3 starters have it? If you look here, Tyler Boyd, AJ Green, Quentin Nelson all don't have star. They have better. And then the rest of the offense has star development, which is pretty cool. Defensively, the same thing is going to happen on this side of the ball. Everybody's going to have at least star development, which is awesome. This linebacker is one of the best linebackers I've ever drafted. This guy is unbelievable. 88 overall after 1 season. He is absurd. And then we have Jeffers here, the rookie, starting at left outside linebacker. Jermaine Pratt is up to superstar, of course. Also, I should mention, on offense, I kind of alluded to this a little bit. Drew Sample actually went up to star development, which is pretty cool to see. And then also in defense, TJ Watt slid down to left end. Sam Hubbard still starting at right end. This team is looking so good. I really think we should make it into the playoffs. I hope we can. Ryan Finley, do your thing. Come on. Get us into the postseason. I really did not have an opportunity to draft a quarterback. I could have probably signed one, but they're always super expensive in free agency, and drafting one is just way more fun. Please, give me a good record. We are 2-5. I mean, I get our quarterback's a 70, but the rest of the team is so good. Ravens 6-1, Browns 6-1, Steelers 3-4. Okay, so we're going to have to at least sign a quarterback this year if there are no good ones in the draft. Ryan Finley, I don't think, is able to cut it. It's whatever. We have a good number of experience points here on the defense, though. Pounds has 2, Jeffers has 3. I will spend here in case we can make like a crazy second half of the season run. That would be absurd. But I also want to bring back some players because we will be going one more season. Jamal Adams, I want back on the team. I think Brian Bulaga, I would not mind bringing back for 2 more years. He's still pretty good. Jesse Bates, I want. Sam Hubbard is interesting because he's only a 78 overall. I don't really think I want him back on the team. Same thing with everybody else down here. Yeah, okay, so let's just bring back these top 3 guys. Well, yet again, we have missed out on the playoffs. Okay, what's the record? 7-9, 11-5 for the Steelers, 10-6 for the Browns, 8-8 for the Ravens. Ryan Finley, how'd you do? Pretty poor. Kind of as I expected. We need a new quarterback. Let's definitely sign one this next season. And surprise, surprise, there aren't any good quarterbacks to draft. There's like 1, maybe. And I'm not going to take a risk for this final season. I'll probably just sign one. Joe Mixon was unbelievable this year, though. 5.2 yards per carry, 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns. Marion Bond, very good once again. 88 catches, 1,115 yards, 9 touchdowns. Tyler Boyd gets 4, Drew Sample 2, AJ Green 5, Joe Mixon 3. Also, Jamar Denard gets 3 on 12 catches. That's cool. Our left tackle is awful. It doesn't seem like it matters who I put there. Maybe I'll put Quentin Nelson there for the last season or something. 118 tackles here for Ross Pounds. 15 tackles for loss for TJ Watt, 12 for Chris Jones. But Watt leads the team in sacks with 13. He also has an interception. That's a good season by him. 3 for Jamal Adams, though. 2 for Jermaine Pratt. 1 for TJ Watt, of course. William Jackson, Jesse Bates, Byron Jones, and LaMichael Poindexter. 1 defensive touchdown from Jermaine Pratt. 0 safeties. 2 blocked kicks, Jamal Adams and Sam Hubbard. Forced fumbles, we have 3 from Andrew Billings, Byron Jones, and Solomon Mackey. And then 2 of those recovered. Also, I should point this out. I meant to say this earlier. Solomon Mackey was just going to be the number like 4 defensive tackle or something. Geno Atkins still wasn't bad, so I figured I'd start him again. 23rd in the NFL on offense, 25th on defense. So tragic. We need a better quarterback. We really do. Hopefully I can get one soon. Oh, Blake Bortles, a 69 overall, is going off. Why couldn't Ryan Finley just do that for me? AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Josh Allen. Defensive Player of the Year, Telvin Smith. TJ Watt, thought number 5. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Craig Stokes. A 67 is going to win that one. Pretty interesting. That's cool. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Keith Bryant. Wyatt Jeffers, though, at number 4. Travis Clifford at number 6. Okay, so let's sim by to the Super Bowl again and head into the offseason. The Cowboys and the Bills make it to Super Bowl 56. Money's on the Bills. They're actually very good in this game. They're very good in real life, too. The winner is going to be the Cowboys, actually, 37-17. Let's see if anybody went up in development. I kind of doubt it. No one played that well. Maybe the wide receiver, and he actually did. That's awesome. He has 2 more experience points as well. AJ Green, I think, finally retired, or he's just in free agency once again. On defense, this guy has star development, but also Jermaine Pratt's up to Superstar X Factor, as is TJ Watt. But yeah, Jeffers has star, 4 experience points for him. Okay. 1 for a few other players. I don't think anybody else went up in development trait, though. Mackey also has star. So I've managed to draft so many hiddens, but all of them just have star. That's so annoying. I am going to need a defensive end here. I don't think I'm bringing back Sam Hubbard. Even if I can't even if I can't sign a defensive end, that defensive tackle we drafted is fully capable of playing edge. He is definitely athletic enough. I need to save my money to sign a quarterback if I need one. I mean, I do need one. Sign a quarterback if there's any here. We have $15.88 million. Let me sign a quarterback. Jair Alexander is the top free agent. He is so good. But I'm not going to go after him, I don't think. Actually, William Jackson is under an 82 overall. Oh, that's rough. And the best quarterback is Kirk Cousins. This has been such a rough rebuild for quarterback. I'm going to go after Ryan Tannehill, I think. Ryan Tannehill is pretty glitchy in this game for no reason. I'm not going to give him much money. I guess we're going to have to draft a quarterback. I don't know what I could have done differently. I mean, I could have signed a quarterback any one of these other seasons. I know. But all the good ones are always so expensive, and there weren't even that many good ones. I could have tried to trade for one, which is kind of difficult. I can still try that for this next year. I'm probably going to try to take a quarterback, and if he's not that good, I will try to trade for one. I actually don't think we're going to get Alexander. I gave him 97 points. Please tell me I get Jair Alexander. That would be massive. We don't get him. He rejects the contract. Okay. That really sucks. Ryan Tannehill is now on the team, though. Even though Ryan Finley will be a higher overall, I think I will start Ryan Tannehill if we can't get a better quarterback. Because Tannehill is actually very good in this game, so we'll have to see what happens. But let's enter the 2022 NFL Draft. We have the 10th overall pick, and I'll show you the quarterback class is still not strong really at all. There's one good-looking quarterback, and he's all the way down here, Mike Drew. Is the only decent-looking quarterback. I was going to trade up, but I don't need to anymore. I have gotten so unlucky with these quarterback classes. It's been crazy. But every other position has been pretty good. So I still need... Actually, I don't even need an edge rusher. So that's kind of out the window. What do I need on this team? I could use a wide receiver. And none of these guys look that good. This guy's probably the best down here. Brendan Anderson. Mid-4th rounder. Okay, we can wait on him. He's going to be actually pretty good, I think. Mac Dunn, or Dune, just went a pick ago to the Giants. And there's this left outside linebacker, Isaiah McCullough, who looks really good, but I really don't need linebacker right now. William Williams? You're joking. That's a name? William Williams. His parents are cruel. Okay, oh my lord, this cornerback. I think Jay Huggins is the move. Jay Huggins is certainly the move. Oh my. Okay, because then we can still probably trade William Jackson since he's so bad right now. And then maybe trade for a quarterback. Okay, Jay Huggins, welcome to the team. 78 with hidden, ranked 2nd. My lord. This guy is a beast. 93 speed, 92 acceleration. Okay, 88 agility as well, not too bad. Let me sim to the 2nd round here. I will probably still take a quarterback just in case. He's like a 75 or something. I think that's worth starting. I don't think he's going to be a 75. There's almost no chance. But let's check it out. Mike Drew, man with 2 first names. 72 with hidden. Now, he could be an X Factor, which would want me to start him, but this is also the final season. I don't think I can trust a 72 overall quarterback to really get it done. He might. He could go off. He could win MVP. I don't know. But I'm going to try to test the trade market see if I can trade for a good quarterback to see what this team could really do if there is a good quarterback on the team. Here, though, I will be going wide receiver if he's available, and he is. Brendan Anderson. Yo, this draft has actually been amazing. Oh, my. This guy's 95 agility. Okay, just out of nowhere. 89 speed, 91 excel, 81 catching. Okay, this dude is a freak. Yeah, this draft has been phenomenal. I'm just going to skip to the end now. Just quit while I'm ahead. All right, let's see. The computer draft us an 80 overall? That'd be crazy. No. But we got a 66, a 60, 59, 57. Okay. Who was the best player in the class, though? The best player was TJ Knox, an 80 overall right tackle with normal development, but that's still a super high overall. We got the number 2 player, Jay Huggins, of course. Stephen Longmill, another great-looking corner, 77 overall for him. Chuck Forrest, Kadeem Golson, Buck Haas, Oliver Watson. Okay, all these guys look very good. Another really solid draft class. I don't think any of them have been bad so far. Let me say, none of them have been bad except if you're looking for a quarterback. Then they've been pretty awful. But let me go and try to trade for a quarterback. I don't think that's going to be possible. But William Jackson will probably be traded. He's 29. He's an 82. Definitely not worth keeping him right now. I'm sorry, Bengals fans. I kept him for as long as I could. But who should we get? I really don't know. Baker Mayfield, maybe? He's super good in this game. Yeah, so I don't think I can trade for a quarterback. To put this into perspective, I'll show you how close I can get to getting Baker Mayfield. And there's not really anybody who's like slightly worse who I think will do well. Maybe I can throw in like a second rounder instead of Andrew Billings or something. I don't really want to trade Geno Atkins. Now that makes it even further away. A first next year, possibly, but I don't think that's going to work either. I'll throw in Geno Atkins just in case, but I don't think that's going to work. I really want to get a different quarterback on this team, but I don't think it's going to be possible, man. They can't even afford that. Carson Wentz is another guy I was thinking of. Not him. That would be awful. Carson Wentz is an 89 overall. I will take him if this goes through, but it probably won't. Yeah, it's not going to. So I don't think there's any possible way I can get a quarterback. So the rookie will have to start and will have to just be amazing. The team is an 86 overall now, 85 offense, 89 defense. I think the team is good enough to make the playoffs even with a below average quarterback. You know, Blake Bortles was just an offensive player of the year or like MVP or something, and he's a 69. Like, come on, please, let me just get lucky with a 72 overall quarterback. I mean, come on, it could definitely happen. Hopefully it happens for us this year, though. The team looks very nice. I made the decision to move Quentin Nelson to left tackle because our left tackles have been awful since this has started, which is always fun. Everything else is relatively the same, though. Defensively, this side of the ball looks so nice. There's so much red, which is exactly what you want. Pounds is up to a 90. Dude's a freak. Cornerback core is amazing. We moved Mackey to right end. I mean, he's a little big to be playing edge, but he's certainly athletic enough for it. 82 speed, 83 acceleration, 87 finesse moves. I mean, come on. He's definitely good enough to play edge. I think he'll do fine there. That's the team. Hopefully they play well. I'll see you at the end of the year. Let's go. We finally made the playoffs, going 10-6, but it is a wild card round. That's fine. We come in third place. The Browns and the Ravens both 11-5. The Steelers 6-10 down there. How did this rookie quarterback play? Extremely well. Okay, yeah, that was worth it. It was 100% worth it to start this guy. My gosh. 4,429 yards, 36 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Just goes to show you how good this team could have been if we had a quarterback who was not Ryan Finley. Nothing against Ryan Finley. He actually was pretty okay. But Mike Drew, way better. Joe Mixon having a great rebuild for us. 1,300 yards, almost 11 touchdowns. Jamar Denard having 7 touchdowns down there. Marion Bond was fantastic. 92 for 1,312 touchdowns. Tyler Boyd getting up there towards 900 yards. Same thing with Drew Sample. Brendan Anderson was okay. Joe Mixon gets 5 touchdowns. Blocking still was not great. I don't know what's going on, but okay. I guess it's alright. The team played well, so I'll take it. 127 tackles for Jermaine Pratt leads the team. 15 tackles for loss for Chris Jones. 14 for Geno Atkins, 10 for Jermaine Pratt. 12 sacks here for TJ Watt, 8 for Chris Jones, 7.5 for Solomon Mackey. Not a bad season. His first season at edge. 3 interceptions for Ross Pounds, and 3 for Jay Huggins, the rookie. 2 for Byron Jones. 1 for Jermaine Pratt, Wyatt Jeffers, Michael Poindexter, and Jesse Bates. And then defensive touchdowns, we have 1 from Jay Huggins, 1 safety from TJ Watts, 2 blocked kicks from Brandon Cofield, and 1 from Andrew Billings. 1 forced fumble from Travis Clifford. That was not recovered. Okay, so the offense this year was first. My gosh. Okay, what a difference a new quarterback makes. Defensively, we were 11th. They even made the defense better. Let's go. MVP was Deshaun Watson. I was really hoping it'd be our guy, but he's all the way down there at number 8. What kind of seasons did these guys have? Good lord. Blake Bortles, of course, right above him, just to kick me while I'm down. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Deshaun Watson. Mike Drew, though, at number 4. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Jermaine Pratt. That's awesome. Ross Pounds at number 8 as well. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Mike Drew, of course. Brandon Anderson at number 4. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Oliver Watson, but Jay Huggins at number 2. Would have been cool if he could have won it, but it's alright. Best quarterback is Patrick Mahomes, Mike Drew at number 2. Best running back is Le'Veon Bell, Joe Mixon, though, at number 3. Best wide receiver, Jamison Crowder, Marion Bond, though, at number 3. Best offensive lineman, Ronnie Stanley, Quentin Nelson at 2, even though he didn't really play that well, but okay, I will take it. Best defensive lineman, Myles Garrett. TJ Watt and Chris Jones at 5 and 6. Best linebacker is Bud Dupree, Jermaine Pratt, Ross Pounds at 3 and 4. Best defensive back, Tyrann Mathieu. Nobody from the Bengals, but I do see Jair Alexander, who is on the Jaguars now, which is annoying. I almost had him. Missed kicker is Graham Gano. Our kicker is not on this list. Okay, well, the team finally made the playoffs. It looks phenomenal. Let's check out the development trade of this quarterback and of a few other of these players if we can. Show me somebody who doesn't have star, please. He has superstar along with 10 experience points, and that'll probably even go up. Okay, Anderson has star. Did we draft anyone on defense who has their development revealed? Yeah, the cornerback, and of course he has star. Dude, why do I keep drafting everybody with star? I mean, yeah, we have one superstar, but out of what, like 13 draft picks of people who all had hidden? That's kind of annoying. This team is up to an 89 overall, 89 offense, 91 defense. Please give me a playoff win. At least make this rebuild okay. Because if we lose this playoff game, it'll be kind of a bummer. But the Texans have an 83 compared to our 89. Not very close. We have the clear advantage here, but of course games are not won on paper. Let's advance by and see if we can take it in the wild card heading into the divisional round. And we are not in it. 28-7. We lose because we're awful. Okay. This team was not destined to win anything. That's frustrating. We're going into the Super Bowl. The Browns and the Cowboys. Let's advance the week. See who's going to win this one. I'm guessing the Browns. I always vote on the Browns whenever they're in the Super Bowl, and they do win. Okay, let me just check something quickly. How much money do we have? Could I potentially come back to this one? I know I have a couple I should come back to that I keep meaning to. We actually have a lot of money. We could probably re-sign a lot of these players here. But let me check out the team before I finish this episode. Let me know if this is one you'd like to see me come back to. I think this team is amazing. They probably should have made the playoffs a few more years, even with Ryan Finley at quarterback. Drew went up to X Factor, as did Bond. That is awesome on offense. Defensively, I don't think anybody went up in development, but I did notice that Geno Atkins is finally retired. All right, he had a great career for us, though. It's not a big deal that he is gone, so if I do come back to this one, we still have a pretty good defensive tackle duo. I might just have to sign another one. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys ended up enjoying this one, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.